Bueno, rock is a lady's modesty. About 4-5 months ago, there was a News of the Week segment where some weird reason or some weird gravitational pull had me click on this article promoting rock is a lady's modesty. And what really brought me to that point, I believe, was just seeing this animation of these girls rocking out. I was gonna say weird things, but it's okay. They're rocking out. And it just felt so real. Or not even real, sorry. It felt, because it's anime, but it felt so raw. It felt like something was being brought forth into this medium that was a little bit different. And it wouldn't be until a couple weeks later, someone very nice in the comments commented that they're actually doing motion capture for those band scenes, those musical moments, if you will. And it's something that has blown my mind as we keep on going through this new generation of technology, but still, just the inspiration to give a band like band-maid a guitar, a set, and just put them in motion capture suits and be like, or whatever, and just be like, let's do this. And it works. In a time where I remember 3D animation being like the plague, right? You couldn't bring up 3D animation without bringing up like some disappointing measures. But to see them bring essentially lessons from the 3D tubing space and bringing it into anime is just like another bridge that we could have seen coming. But again, it's not until these people that actually care, that want to do something different, that want to be exciting, that they get this technology and they give you 4 girls rocking out on a stage, a couple of stages. And man, what a ride. I don't think this series has like a original source material, which maybe kind of gives inspiration to just how fluid and how fast and how like sentimental it feels. We just got off of talking about how Fire Force and how most of the fights in that season, chapter 3, part 1, whatever, it gets you to a point where you're about to feel invested, and they rapidly switch back to a different like set piece. And I don't know who decided that was the move. It feels very reminiscent of like Marvel and like Avengers, you know, jumping between heroes and all that shit. But it's been doing something to the anime industry. And I say that with like, you know, trepidity, because I come from a place where these episodes or these shows or this one chance to prove yourself and your show and whatever sick skills your studio animation had learned, whatever brand new beautiful art styles your studio animation had discovered, you put your test to the skills and compete with everybody that was trying to make anime in that era. And now it almost feels like most studios feel like they have a stable like flow of workflow coming, that it almost feels very like robotic, and there's less of a need to do something different or present in a different light or do something creative. Jesus. And that's where this one just really blew me away. It's not only is it bringing the sense of an actual band performing at in that universe, it has a really good story. Like really good. like like some of my favorite things in the universe indubitably are laced with some kind of, like, let's call it provocative material. And I guess that's nothing short of the fact that sex sells and all that stuff. But it's when a whole idea can take all this energy, whether it be like sexual tension, yes, that happens here, whether it be like a angsty vibe, a grungy mix, a kind of a an angry animal ready to roar at any drop, because that is rock, Dio. And it's just wow, man. It's wow. It's really sick when you can put all of that together, still have like something to say that isn't just bullshit, and have the heart to present it in a way that's like, this shit means something, if not to people who are maybe like associating with the fact that their mother has put a lot of pressure on them to be a certain person that they don't want to be. Not me necessarily, but just having situations that make maybe not my universe feel reflective. For example, I don't believe I'll ever become a woman in the universe, so there's that one there. But being able to gracefully present this material while giving you something else, or giving you something more to kind of to flesh out this design, this character, this universe, this setting. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I don't think I really believed that there were still people out there that could do like super creative stuff on the whim, on the fly, without having to copy someone else's material. And yes, while you can say that maybe this was just inspired by the Bocchi the Rock phase, which again, Bocchi the Rock is one of my vibes, right? But even then, this does enough on its own to feel like its own project. When you think about cute anime girls doing music, we are sort of trained to think about K-On! And the other one that happened before this one, Bocchi the Rock. And you kind of get that, you think of Haruhi in her bunny suit and all that. And while that has an element here, it does have that kind of sure fan servicey appeal. They still lace it within the realms of that character. That character presents herself in a certain way because that is her character. And for better or worse, that gives them personality. Personality, yes. And then we'll just have to wait and see, because we haven't had confirmation, I believe, of a season 2. I don't know how well this show is going to do, because I can only assume that hiring the actual famous band called Band-Maid to 3D motion capture for your anime cannot be cheap. So a lot of higher ups might be thinking about things up there. So the best that I can do is sit here and tell you all, hey, there's a anime that just finished its seasonal run called Rock is a Lady's Modesty. There is a Japanese rock band called Band-Maid that is motion capturing for most of the very cool rock scenes. So you can definitely check that out. Definitely go have fun and tell me that, damn, that music slaps. That music slaps. Finally, as someone who loves music, you already know. As someone who just breathes rhythms and like feels the emotion behind every bend. Bocchi had a like inspirational vibe going into it because there was more at stake in terms of the person trying to become more than what they've spent their lives being, right? And while that is very admirable, it it is definitely fluffed up by all the Aniplex money when it comes to training these 4 girls to be, you know, actual bandmates, and for adding all that beautiful animation to Le Bocchi the Rock. Rock as a Lady's Modesty really brought it to the table in terms of just doing the best with what they had. I seriously believe that they really looked at their surroundings and they had to really look at themselves and say, look, this is what we got, this is what we can do, and this is the vision. Let's do it. And yeah, man, I want to say it did it. I want to say it really, really did it. And aside from this, I can only imagine like what other like animes can start adding 3D like motion capture. Like I imagine something like Street Fighter, and you got people like doing actual martial arts. Come on. So stuff like that can be interesting. If again, only if this kind of makes sense for the studios to start using this type of technology, which I think is very cool, man. I feel like we're touching something that has not been fully experienced yet, and there's a chance to just do more with it. Not that it's gonna have to be like the next big thing, but just that from that initial like trailer that I caught wind of and I saw from distance, and just how unique it looked on its own, that speaks volumes. So that's what I'm looking for. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a good time, definitely check it out. Rock is the Lady's Modesty, and it is my pleasure to give this full stars. 7 out of 7 for me. I would say, like, if you want to give it a 6 out of 7, sure, they can improve if there is a second season. And there's always room for improvement, but like for a one-off, one season, like we have no idea if this is gonna come back around. This is perfect. The pacing is on point. You meet the characters one by one. You understand their kind of their shtick. You kind of see where they're coming from, and the show puts them in that position to either like become more or become the person that they've always knew they were going to become, or like always aspired to be, or just kind of like lose yourself in that moment. So it's just so good, and I really hope there's a season 2. So I'll be out there touting for it. If there's any cosplayers rocking out in Anime Expo, hit me up. You already know. I will be there. And then we will see where we go from there. So for all that, much more and fun, please stick around and chatter. Assassin Alchemist. It's your boy, signing out. Ja. Matane.